In the early 2010s, Andrew Luck emerged as one of, if not the most highly rated college prospects of all time, and was widely regarded as a generational talent. Upon his arrival into the NFL, Luck would manage to deliver on those expectations, and single-handedly carried a Colts roster that had the worst record in the league into a perennial playoff contender. With his early success in the league, Luck looked poised to be a future MVP and possibly a Super Bowl champion. However, in the prime of his career, Andrew Luck would make a surprise retirement from the NFL, sending a shockwave through the league and leaving Colts fans and the entire NFL community wondering what could have been. In this video, we will look back on Andrew Luck's time in the league, from his meteoric rise as a generational college prospect, to his instant impact and stardom in the NFL, to what ultimately led to his early retirement from the league. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Now let's get into it. Andrew Luck attended Stratford High School in Houston, Texas, where he would go on to throw for 7,139 yards and 53 touchdowns during his high school career. Luck was equally impressive off the field, where he was named co-valedictorian of his graduating class. After earning a 4-star recruit ranking, Luck would make the decision to play for coach Jim Harbaugh at Stanford University. After redshirting his freshman year, Luck would earn the starting role in the 2009 season, where he would lead the Cardinal to impressive wins over top 10 opponents Oregon and USC. The following year in 2010, Luck would have his breakout campaign. That season, he would lead Stanford to a 12-1 record and a number 4 ranking in the final AP poll, while also being named the Pac-10 Offensive Player of the Year and second in the Heisman voting. After the 2010 season, many people believed Luck would depart for the NFL, where he would have most likely been taken first overall in the 2011 draft. However, Luck would announce that he was returning for his senior year to complete his degree. Although some people viewed this as a risky move, Luck would pick up right where he left off, leading Stanford to an 11-2 record and winning a second consecutive Pac-10 Offensive Player of the Year award, while once again finishing as a runner-up for the Heisman Trophy. In total, Luck would finish his college career with 9,430 yards, with 82 touchdowns and 22 interceptions. Already considered to be the number 1 overall prospect the year before, Luck's 2011 season only fueled the hype around him and made him a lock for the top spot in the upcoming 2012 draft. In the lead up to that year's draft, I don't remember any other college player who had as much hype surrounding them, maybe other than Caleb Williams. You had draft experts who were claiming he was the best prospect since John Elway or Peyton Manning, so it came as no surprise when the Indianapolis Colts took Luck with the first overall pick in 2012. This was a huge come-up for Indy, who was coming off a disastrous 2011 season that led to the departure of team legend Peyton Manning, who had missed the entire year due to injury. With the chance of drafting a once-in-a-generation player, Indy could not pass up on the opportunity and would make the decision to hand the keys over to their rookie QB and new face of the franchise. Once in the NFL, Luck would not disappoint. In his first year with the Colts, Luck would lead the team from the worst record in the league a year prior to a playoff berth and an 11-5 record, which was the most wins by a rookie quarterback drafted first overall. He would end the season breaking Cam Newton's rookie passing yards record with 4,374 yards, along with 23 touchdowns and 18 interceptions. Despite the impressive turnaround, Indy would fall short in Luck's playoff debut, losing to Baltimore in the wildcard round, 24-9. However, Luck would build off the momentum of his rookie year, leading Indy to another 11-win season en route to their first division title since 2010. That season, Luck threw for 3,822 yards with 23 touchdowns and 9 interceptions, passing Cam Newton for the most passing yards by a player in their first 2 years, which would earn him his second straight Pro Bowl nod. The second playoff appearance for Luck would turn out to be a thrilling wildcard matchup against the Chiefs. After falling behind by 28 points, Luck would lead the Colts to a historic comeback victory to secure a 45-44 victory, which was the second largest comeback in NFL playoff history. However, the Colts' good fortune would end the following week in the divisional round against New England, where Luck would end up throwing 4 interceptions and a 43-22 loss in Foxborough. Even with the abrupt end to their postseason run, Luck had proved that he was the real deal and had the Colts positioned to be a contender in the AFC for years to come. And despite the promise he had already shown in his first 2 seasons, Luck would take his play to the next level in 2014 and go on to have the best season of his career. That season, Luck would cement his place amongst the top-tier quarterbacks in the league, throwing for 4,761 yards with 40 touchdowns and 16 interceptions, breaking Peyton Manning's franchise record for single-season passing yards, while also leading the NFL in passing touchdowns that year. Once again, Indy would finish the year at 11-5, securing their second consecutive AFC South title and earning the number 4 seed in the conference. After taking care of business in the wildcard round against the Bengals, winning 26-10, Luck and the Colts would take on former franchise legend Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos in the AFC divisional round. In that game, Luck's 265 yards and 2 touchdowns would help lead Indy to a 24-13 victory, which was a big moment for him and the franchise over his legendary predecessor. The win over Denver set up a postseason rematch with New England in the AFC Championship game. Unfortunately for the Colts, their Super Bowl run would come to an end in Foxborough. Indy would go on to get smashed by the Patriots 45-7, with Luck putting up a lackluster 126 yards with 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. This game would later lead to the infamous Deflategate scandal after the Colts reported that New England was using underinflated footballs following a pick from Tom Brady at the end of the first half. This would lead to a months-long investigation and the eventual suspension of Tom Brady in 2016, adding further insult to injury to an already disappointing loss. Despite the controversial end to their season, Indy had managed to make it back to the AFC title game for the first time since 2009, with Andrew Luck having the best season of his career. By this point in time, Luck appeared to be on the cusp of MVP contention, with the potential of leading the Colts back to the Super Bowl. After coming so close the year before, Indianapolis would head into the 2015 season with Super Bowl aspirations. However, injuries to their star quarterback would hamper him throughout the year and limit his playing time to just 7 games. After missing time earlier in the year, Luck would manage to make it back on the field, only to have a lacerated kidney and torn abdominal injury in Week 9, force him to miss the remainder of the year. This would be a major blow for the Colts for a number of reasons. Not only did it squash their title hopes, but this would also be the start of serious injury issues for Luck that would continue to linger and impact his career long term. With Luck set to return to action in 2016, Indy would reward him with a 6-year, $140 million extension ahead of the upcoming season, making him the highest paid player in the league. With his new deal in place, Luck would go on to have another career year. He would throw for 4,240 yards with 31 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. Unfortunately, the Colts experienced mixed results on the field and would finish the season at 8-8 and miss out on the postseason for the second straight year. To make matters worse, a lingering shoulder injury from the year before would require Luck to undergo surgery, which later resulted in him missing the entire 2017 season. After being out for 616 days, Luck would finally make his return at the start of the 2018 season, and although he put up solid numbers in his return, throwing for 319 yards and 2 touchdowns, it was clear that something was still off with Luck's shoulder, as the team brought in backup quarterback Jacoby Brissett for a Hail Mary attempt in Week 3. This fueled media speculation that Luck hadn't fully recovered from his injury and cast doubt on his ability to return to full form. On top of this, the team was struggling to find results on the field, getting off to a 1-5 start to the season. However, Luck would rally the Colts to a 5-game win streak and began to show signs that he had finally recovered from his injury. With the team's improved performance, Indy managed to secure a playoff spot for the first time since 2014. For Luck, he threw for 4,593 yards with 39 touchdowns and 15 interceptions, earning him his 4th career Pro Bowl nod, as well as the 2018 Comeback Player of the Year award. After beating the Texans in the wildcard round by a score of 21-7, it appeared that Luck and the Colts were finally back and might potentially make a deep postseason run. However, in their divisional round matchup, Indianapolis would come up short against the Chiefs, losing the game 31-13, with Luck only managing 203 yards and a touchdown. Even with this loss, there was still optimism by some that with Luck back on the field and the team's return to the playoffs, the Colts could eventually get back to contention in the AFC. But little did anyone know, that would be Luck's final game in the NFL. In August of 2019, Luck announced his retirement from football, leaving the NFL community shocked. This decision led to a visceral reaction from Colts fans, who actually booed Luck from the stands following the announcement. When asked for his reasoning, Luck explained that he'd lost his joy in the game, being stuck in the process of rehab, which was preventing him from living the life he wanted to live, and felt removing himself from football was the best option for his future. Throughout Luck's career, people had criticized the Colts for not investing in offensive line help to protect their franchise QB, and unfortunately for Indy, Luck's nagging injuries and constant rehab would eventually prove to be too much for their star quarterback, leading him to call it quits in the middle of his prime. To make matters worse, not long after his retirement, Indianapolis assembled a roster that could finally compete with the top teams in the conference again. They were now missing the most important position on their team. In the years following his departure, the Colts would cycle through a number of veteran quarterbacks, such as Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryan, hoping they could serve as a missing piece to this roster in desperate need of a quarterback. Unfortunately for them, none of those guys would pan out, and Indy would gradually fall off over the next few years. It really is a shame that we didn't get to see what Luck and the Colts could have achieved had he continued playing. After spending some time away from the game, Luck would make his return to football when he was named general manager at his alma mater, Stanford. It will be interesting to see how Luck does in that position, and if he'll be able to find the same success he had as a player. Regardless, it is nice to see that he appears to have found his joy in the game again. On that note, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on Andrew Luck below in the comments, and please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I truly appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.